Okay, so let's take a look at this. Oh my gosh. This bag. What factory was this made in? I can tell you one thing, it wasn't made in France or Italy. I'm just saying, y'all, I thought I was purchasing a Coach bag. And my husband looked at me and said, "Oh, you thought you were getting a Coach, but you got a roach." And honestly, that's exactly what it feels like. A whole roach. Some of y'all might not even know what a roach is. Let me help you out. Where I'm from, they're called palmetto bugs. We go to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, a lot, and these things are everywhere, drawn to those tall palmetto trees. Ugh. Let's go back to the beginning. Welcome back to the handbag heaven. So I didn't think I would be doing one of these videos, but I guess I am. I want to make this clear. I wasn't looking for a Coach dupe. For me, Coach is already affordable, especially for the quality you get. I've been buying Coach for over 30 years. Let me tell you, I've never had a real issue with quality. Never had a problem with the stitching, even from the Coach outlet. So why did I go the pre-loved route? Coach recently released the Bowy Bag. There are two sizes. The 22, which is sold in the US, and the 24, only available in Asian markets. I wanted the 24 in dark stone, but it wasn't available here. My local store only had it in chalk. I tried it on, and although I loved it, it reminded me too much of my Coach Rogue 26. I compared that to the Lady Dior on my channel before. Check out that video. So I went looking pre-loved. Figured maybe someone in Asia was selling one. I found two listings. The first one fell through. It had already sold. The second one seemed legit. The seller said they got it directly from Coach. And look, I don't do fakes. I told them straight up, if this is fake, I will report you. I don't play those games. They reassured me, said they purchased it themselves, had the receipts, all the things. So I went through with the purchase. Y'all, the bag arrived quickly. But when I opened the box, first red flag, the dust bag, that thing was tragic. I almost didn't even open it. But I did. And this is what was inside. My husband was right. It's a roach. Just look at the inconsistencies. You don't have to be a bag authenticator to see this isn't right. This is why I get frustrated with those viral videos hyping up factory dupes. People say, oh, they're made in the same factory as the real ones. But not all bags are created equal in China. France and Italy, known for artisan-level craftsmanship. China, mass production. And that's the issue. Not that they can't produce quality, but that the consistency and quality control just isn't there. If you remove the brand and buy direct from the factory, who's enforcing the quality checks? Because brands definitely do. They have standards to protect their reputation. But if it's just you and the factory, you're rolling the dice. Let's go back to this Coach bag. Look at this stitching. There's no way Coach would let this leave their factory floor. This is not craftsmanship. This is carelessness. Cutting a bag from a template? That's not artistry. Stitching, assembly, attention to detail. That's where the skill shows. Real artisans go back and fix their mistakes. This bag, they just slapped it together and sent it out. And get this, the seller maintains that this bag is authentic. Let's investigate. What do you think? Is this bag authentic or fake? Provide your evidence in the comments. Let's start with the first, the logo stamp. Notice anything different? The font is inconsistent with the brand. The letters are not spaced correctly. The font size is not right. Look at the word New York. The spacing is off. Next, the stitching here attaching the handle to the bag. I mean, all of the stitching is bad, including the thread. But we will start here. The stitching is just horrible, not professionally done at all. If you're going to loop the thread at the end, you do it consistently. So if you're looping 4 times on one side, you do the same on the other. It's clear there was no consistency at all. Next, let's just move on to the hardware on the handle. Do you see this? What a mess! They got paint on the hardware here. On both sides. I guess they are consistent. What a joke. Next, let's talk about how these handles are smaller than those on the authentic Coach Bowery bag. So you can tell just looking at the picture on Coach. What else can you tell is different? There is so much. Let's move on to the zipper. One thing about Coach, the bags have great zippers that are easy to unzip and zip. But this bag, the zipper is crooked. Look at the bunching in this area. Yes, this is because the zipper is sewn in wrong. Let's not even get started on the zipper pulls. The stitching, the hardware, not consistent with Coach. Coach has good quality hardware, but the hardware on this bag is cheap. It's thinner and less weightier. Is weightier a real word? Anyway, you know what I mean. It's heavier. Let's take a look at the inside. The nightmare continues. First, this is not real suede. And that's not real leather trim on the pocket. Why is the pocket so thin? My authentic Coach bag pocket is about 2 millimeters thick, and it's less than 1 millimeter. Really? They couldn't give it a thicker pocket? How much did that save? So it looks like they invested more into making the Coach Creed patch, sometimes also called the Coach Story patch, look real, but still didn't quite make the cut. The embossed wording is inconsistent with Coach. They did get the style number right, but the stitching, still a big no. Let's look at the glove-tanned leather embossing on the bottom. Now, I bet they were proud of this, but I hate to bust their bubble. The embossing is not that deep. When I run my fingers across the embossing on my authentic Coach bag, it's slightly embossed, not much. But when I do the same to the Roach bag, it's too deep. And speaking of leather, who knows what this is? It looks like it may be that split cowhide stuff. I can see the backing in some areas, and it's definitely not real leather, or they have attached some faux material to the split cow, or it's just all faux. What I do know is that it is not glove-tanned leather. I got the first clue when I picked up this bag. It is lightweight, too light. All of my Coach bags around this size is heavier. That's due to the real leather and the hardware. The materials for this bag is super cheap and low quality. Okay, there are more issues, but I'm tired. I have already reported this trash to the platform I purchased it on. I want to wait until the refund goes through before I come back here to give an update. So if you're interested, go ahead and click the notification bell. Better yet, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead so we can talk quality luxury. I don't usually get these duds, just every now and then. With everything going on now, the trade war, luxury brands getting exposed. I'm hoping that this is not what we can expect from the luxury brands made in China. For me, I don't have a problem with luxury being made in China as long as I get the same level or better quality consistently. I say all this not just as a collector, but as someone who values good craftsmanship. When a bag says made in France, we expect excellence. If we don't get it, it's a shock. But when it says made in China and the quality is off, we're not surprised. And that's the problem. That's what needs to change. I've grown up during China's transition to being the world's top manufacturer, and I've seen the growing pains. But with luxury, it's not about how many you can make or how expensive you can make them. It's about how well you make them. So yeah, I got duped, but hopefully you don't have to. If you're thinking about buying pre-loved, especially internationally, do your homework. Ask questions, demand proof, and trust your gut. Because sometimes the coach you thought you were getting turns out to be a roach. Check out this video for more tips on buying pre-loved. Subscribe for more real reviews, luxury tips, and bag talk. And drop a comment if you've ever been duped by a dupe.